All right, we are very excited to bring a new segment to you on our Straight Facts Only podcast. And again, the whole point we're doing this is we want to set the record straight. We want you to be informed as a sports fan. We don't want to uselessly engage you over nonsense. We want you to understand the things that you're watching, why they're important, and why some of the things people say are not. And that's why we need you to like and subscribe as we continue to grow this podcast. It's been off to a great start. We're introducing a new segment called Prisoner of the Moment, which is where we take something that we heard during the week and say to ourselves, that really happened? Someone just said that? And so this week, as we bring in our producer and video editor extraordinaire, Duncan. Duncan, come on in here. And we're going to play a clip that has now gotten over 5 million views on Twitter on Get Up. This was something that was said after the Bills' Thursday night win over the Miami Dolphins. Duncan, roll it.
I was going to say, I'm mad at myself that we spent 9 minutes and 17 seconds and I didn't say this yet. I'm watching the game last night. I've been watching this sport 50 years. And I'm just a fan. I'm just a reporter, whatever the case is. No one has ever played that position better than Josh Allen plays it. He's not the greatest player ever.
Bart.
No, you tell me who has played that position better than he plays it.
Lamar Jackson and Justin Herbert right now is cooking. What are we talking about, Greeny? It's so early.
He's better than them. I'm saying you can't be better than Josh Allen. Josh Allen does everything. His command of what he's doing in the game right now is ridiculous. He just hasn't won anything. If he had won anything, we'd be talking about him with literally the best quarterbacks that ever played.
Greeny, I totally agree. If you go back to the start of the 2024 season, you want to talk about offensive efficiency, they're third overall, and he's only been sacked 18 times going back to the start of 2024.
Duncan, thank you. I appreciate that. Forgive me. Okay, forgive me for this. But what the hell, man? What in the actual hell? Now, I want to be clear about something. Josh Allen is amazing. Josh Allen might be the best quarterback in football right now. Josh Allen might be on a 15-game heater of unbelievable offensive production. And that's where it ends. That's where it ends. He is not playing the quarterback position better than anybody has ever played it. And oh, by the way, Mike Tannenbaum, whom I love. Oh, I agree with you. They're third in offensive efficiency. Well, if he's the greatest quarterback ever and he's playing better than everybody in the history of the game, shouldn't they be first in offensive efficiency? I mean, that doesn't seem like much of a stretch, okay? So when you say, I agree with you, they're third, well, then he can't be best, can he? Because he ain't even 1 or 2 right now over that time frame. I mean, this isn't difficult. This is not controversial. This is not, how dare you think that way? We're just showing you the data. Mike, you said it for us. They're third in offensive efficiency with the guy who's playing quarterback better than anyone in the history of the game. And again, I want to be clear. I love Josh. He is probably better than anybody right now. Although Lamar Jackson is very close, if not identical. Justin Herbert has been dealing, as Bart Scott smartly said, through the first part of this season. Hell, Dak Prescott for the first 2 games statistically has been amazing. But if you want to go back to last season when he was the MVP, yeah, I get that. You could make a very compelling argument that in his MVP season, he wasn't even the best quarterback in football. It was Joe Burrow, who just had a terrible defense around him. Go look at Joe's numbers and then look at Josh's numbers. It's going to tell you he's not walking away with everything. And oh, by the way, again, when did this happen? It happened after a Thursday night win over the Dolphins. The Dolphins are a train wreck right now. There's going to be mass deportations in Miami just because they're going to be unemployed, the coaching staff, very soon, okay? So it's also a team that Buffalo always beats. They've beaten Miami 14 of the last 15 times they've played. So I find it really comical that we're calling Josh Allen the greatest quarterback, or to use their words, he's playing the position better than anyone ever has when they beat the Dolphins. Now, again, I'm going to present this wild thing called data and statistical analysis and historical precedent, okay? Yes, Josh Allen has 301 career touchdowns. It's amazing. But on the way to those 301 career touchdowns, go look at his first couple of seasons. A lot of turnovers. A lot of turnovers. He fixed that last season. So a more proper way to sort of say what you're saying, if you want to be, truthful and accurate and based on information, is that from the start of last season to right now, in the regular season, Josh Allen has been unbelievable. He has a 20-game stretch where he's playing exceptional football, and that 20-game stretch might be comparable to some of the greatest 20-game stretches we've seen from other quarterbacks. There is nothing to suggest that it's the greatest 20-game stretch we've ever seen. Nothing. Yes, Josh has accounted for 40-plus touchdowns over 3 straight seasons. That's incredible. But when you're talking about he's playing the quarterback position better than anyone's ever played it, I don't know. I think Tom Brady might disagree. I think Patrick Mahomes has had some pretty good years. Joe Burrow last season statistically was better. And then there's this little thing called the 2013 season for the Denver Broncos. You may have heard of it. Peyton Manning threw for 55 touchdowns. We've been playing 17-game seasons for 4 or 5 seasons now. Ain't no one come close to Peyton's 55 touchdown pass season. Oh, by the way, he also set the record that season for the most passing yards in a single season. We've played 4 or 5 seasons with 17 games in a regular season. Ain't nobody come close to his passing yard total either. So when you say he's playing quarterback better than it's ever been played, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. And I don't know how you can say that. Well, actually, I do know. And quite frankly, there's one part of it I do understand. When you are on television or radio or a podcast every day for 3 or 4 hours, you got to say stuff. I mean, at the beginning of that clip, Greeny said, I can't believe I'm remiss that we've been talking for almost 10 minutes and I didn't bring this up. Because you got to keep talking. I mean, things have to be said. You got to fill the space between the commercials. You got to make sure you have things to talk about, which is why what we do here, all of that goes away. We don't have any of those pressures. We don't have any of those ridiculous mandates to fill an A block, a B block, a C block, a D block, and get to the next commercial and say, coming up next, another show where they'll yell at you and give you their opinions based on nothing. The beauty of what we do here is we can boil it down to the essence of the matter. And the essence of the matter is Josh Allen is a fantastic quarterback. He might be the best quarterback in football right now. He might be. He might have been the best quarterback in football last season, even though Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson statistically were pretty close. So there's no way you can say with a straight face, and honestly, if you're truthful about it, that he's playing the position of quarterback better than anybody else in the history of the game. That is simply not true. We should enjoy someone when they play as well as Josh Allen. And again, I think Josh Allen is fantastic. But he's going to have to do this for a long time. A long, long time at this level to be considered playing quarterback better than anybody else who's ever played the game. And then the other thing which was really interesting there, and again, you know my feelings on this. It's very clear. I do not believe wins and losses are a quarterback stat. But I believe a quarterback's main responsibility is to put his team in a position to win games. And Greeny said, well, the only reason we're not talking about it this way is because he hasn't won anything yet. Yeah, exactly. Because that's part of the deal. Do you know why Dan Marino isn't considered the greatest quarterback of all time? Even though he probably had the greatest season ever when in the mid-'80s, when you could decapitate wide receivers, he threw for 48 touchdown passes in a single season. It's because the Dolphins could never get over the hump. Some of that was Dan Marino. Some of that was the team around him. But if you want to be considered playing better than anybody that's ever played, you got to win something. And I don't mean a division title. I don't mean 2 AFC championship game appearances. How about getting to and winning a Super Bowl? 1. As opposed to a guy who's been to 5 and won 3 in the era of the greatest quarterback to ever play in Josh Allen. And oh, by the way, when the Josh Allen-led Bills have played the Patrick Mahomes-led Kansas City Chiefs in the postseason, Chiefs and Mahomes 4, Josh Allen and the Bills, bupkis, squatch, zilch, zero, nada, null set, nothing. Nothing. You want to be considered the greatest to ever play? Beat the guy that's continually beating you with his team in the postseason. In the history of the NFL, we've never had a quarterback start his playoff career with his team going 0-4 against another quarterback and his team, which is exactly the situation the Bills have been against the Patrick Mahomes-led Kansas City Chiefs. So there's nothing, not a scintilla of anything but your emotions in the moment that would let you to believe that Josh Allen is doing this better than anybody else in the history of the game ever. And that's why we call this segment Prisoner of the Moment. Like and subscribe. Straight facts, homie.